Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Throwtown, to Don Milliken Field in beautiful Ramona, Oklahoma. As you can probably see from that image, the wind is whipping today. In fact, you'll probably hear it banging against this shed, our production shed. Sometimes sounds like a scene from Jurassic Park where the dinosaurs are trying to get in and kill us. But actually, Coach Frontier, it's just Mother Nature trying to kill us.
Mother Nature has been very good to the throwers here at Oklahoma. I think we'll be safe.
We will do our best to stay safe. We've got an amazing day of throwing here ahead of us. We're going to start in just a minute with some women's shot put. At the same time, the D flight of the men's discus is going to be going on, so we'll keep you posted just with our voices, but we're going to keep the cameras on the women's discus. Then later on, we'll switch over to do the remaining men's discus flights, including the battle between Maddie Denny and Mikola Selekna. What do you think we're going to see there, Coach?
Well, if it's anything like yesterday, we're going to see some fantastic throwing. If you missed yesterday's women's discus competition, you should you're already at Garage University, but you should come back to it and watch the live stream of that women's discus competition. Valerie Allman, what can we say? She's the best in the world, and now she's got a big mark, 73.52.
She showed the heart of a champion because Loggy threw a big one, 70 meters breakthrough ahead of her.
Amazing throw from Loggy. Amazing throw from Valerie, though, in response.
Yes,
And
exactly.
We'll talk more about Valerie this afternoon when we're watching the men's discus. Dan and I had a really fantastic chat with her and her coach, and we just want to share some of the thoughts and ideas about why Val came this year, and it certainly worked out well for her.
Worked out really well. And, you know, what I was getting at there was not that Val wouldn't have thrown great anyway, but she was clearly inspired after Veronica Fraley threw her bomb and Loggy threw her bomb, and then Val. We were wondering, we were speculating out loud on the air, you know, how Val would respond, and she just got in and smashed an American record, and I would argue the clean world record.
I think you're right. Veronica Fraley's getting us started in the women's shot put, and she had a fantastic day in the discus yesterday, and here she is waking up early and going at it in the shot put. She's got a personal best of 18.29. She had a fantastic throw in the discus last night, Dan.
How about this young lady, Annie Nabwe from the University of Minnesota? So far this weekend, she has PB'd in the disc and the hammer, so she's going for her third straight PB. And I want to say that is a live throw.
Absolutely. Veronica Fraley out at 15.53 on her first throw. It's very early in the morning. Maybe high school athletes are used to competing at Saturday morning track meets at 10 a.m., but it's pretty early for women's shot. But I'm really glad that we get to cover this amazingly deep field in the women's shot put. You know, this is a discus meet and a place to throw discs, but to see a field that includes, you know, Maggie Ewen and Jess Woodard, Veronica Fraley, Vine Oladipo, Jelani Davis, Abby Moore, this is awesome.
It's fantastic. There's Minnie DeClerc. She's currently throwing for Nebraska. Started her college career with blue at Oregon. She's been at Nebraska a couple years. She's really happy there. She was telling me how the environment there, that's a big group of throwers, right?
It is.
Some amazing throwers. And she's so happy in the middle of that group. She said everybody's supportive. Everybody competes hard every day in practice, but they're really supportive of each other.
Minnie is from South Africa, and on a personal note, I used to do some video analysis for her and her dad while she was still a high school athlete.
Really? When she was in South Africa?
Yeah, she was kind of growing into a really good thrower. She ended up winning 2 under U20 world championships before coming to the States for college. Started at Oregon, and now she's at Nebraska, settling into her career. She starts out at 15.66. Annie Nebwe at 15.26. So some quiet throws for the first 3 throws of the competition, but these girls are going to settle in real nicely, I think.
You just saw Divine Oladipo from Great Britain. She's 26-year-old. Her shot PB 17.97. She set that in 2022.
15.30 for Divine.
It's probably a funny experience for the shot putters because, again, even though the shot put is not affected by the wind, the shot putter as a human is in the ring dealing with these winds. It must be an odd feeling.
Yeah, it is really blowing today, and we will see that later in the discus. There's no wind that's going to help this shot put go farther. but it's something that they have to contend with as they're working on balance because it is pretty stiff wind out there.
It's a stiff wind. Jelani's PB 1864.
She moves into the lead at 16:34 with her first throw. Next up in the ring is Abby Moore, former Oklahoma Sooner. She's throwing with Justin Rohde, training in Ohio. Justin Rohde, former Olympian for Canada. And one of the sponsors of the World Invitational, if you go to roadiesport.com, go check out all the incredible products, including shot put gloves and wrist wraps. I looked at Abby and it looks like she's got a pink Roadie Sport wrist strap on.
She's representing her squad.
Absolutely. She's had a really good season. PR'd just earlier in the month at 1873.
She got 6th at the USA Indoors earlier this winter.
And she's out to 1768, so she takes the early lead in this competition. And here, Maggie Ewen.
Maggie coming back from foot surgery. I want to say, did she say she broke a bone in her toe?
Yeah, it's kind of chipped off the top of her bone.
Yes, whilst foolishly doing sprints.
Maggie was nice enough to join us a little bit for yesterday's coverage. So if you go back and listen to the other Throws University, I keep saying Garage Strength, Throws University YouTube channel, you can hear Maggie Ewen, who joined us briefly for the broadcast yesterday. Maggie, one of the best throwers in NCAA history, and she's made multiple world teams as a professional.
I feel like, Coach, you never hear of a thrower hurting themselves while eating or resting.
Well, it's good we're good at those two things. Throwers are good at those two.
But sprinting, that's a little risky. That's
Jess Woodard in the ring.
A little risky.
Jess Woodard throws for Ironwood Throws Club and is coached by her boyfriend, Darrell Hill, friend of the show.
And a very large, very kind man.
Oh, my gosh.
Thank goodness.
I said this when I spent some time with Darrell at the Illinois Throws Coaches Clinic, and we had coached together at Ironwood last summer, and he's been a guest on the Throw Big Throw Far podcast. And I'll say this out loud, but Darrell, as he's retired from his throwing career, he is going to be a fantastic coach. He's doing a great job as a college coach out at Delaware.
Darrell Hill versus a grown bear, a male grown-up. Well, no, and how about an angry female grown-up bear? That's the most.
Protecting your cubs,
Yes.
I still take Darrell Hill.
You take Darrell Hill. Okay. I think I can't argue with that. Veronica had a monster throw in the disc, 68-72 yesterday.
It was a thing of beauty. It's hard to come back the next day because that last flight, they were done around 5 o'clock today.
Yeah.
And this is normal for college athletes. Throwing 2 events in 2 days is not that big a deal. Pros would probably prefer to have a little more time to focus on each one.
I asked her, if that big throw last night is going to affect her attitude about the shot. She said no. She likes the shot. She loves the shot even. She's going to keep training it.
Jess Woodard out 17:04. Maggie Ewen's throw was 17:46. Abby Moore is at 17:68 in the lead as we get into this round 2.
Wind update. Christoph Kipp, our biomechanist, or is it biomechanist? How do you say that?
He's into biomechanics. Is he a
biomechanics
biomechanist? It sounds good.
Yeah, okay. He's a biomechanist.
He's a brilliant dude and a former hammer thrower,
Yeah.
Boise State.
Yeah. He's out there measuring the wind and taking millions of videos. He said we're getting sustained gusts of 7 to 8 meters per second.
It's a lot faster than it was on Thursday for the men, and faster than it was yesterday for Valerie's big throw and Loggie's big throw, 70-meter throws. Here's Monet again.
The baseline between those gusts is 5 to 6 meters per second, and we've seen that the 5 meter per second range seems to be the sweet spot. Val threw her bomb in that wind speed. Maddie Denny threw his 74 meters in that wind speed, and last year Mikola Selekna broke the world record in around 5 meters per second.
17:22 is an improvement for Monet. I had a chance to talk with her very briefly before the competition. She's been at that 17:87 PR, which is tantalizingly close to 18 meters, and I think she would be very happy to see that 18-meter barrier get broken today. We'll see if she can do it.
So as we said, the D flight of the men's disc is going on right now.
Who's in the lead?
Robbie Otala is in the lead, 62-12. on his first throw, followed by Texas Tanner, the busiest man.
Yeah, he's thrown
Ramona.
every day this week.
He's throwing everything. If he can pick it up, he's throwing it.
Jelani Davis, former Ole Miss superstar. Jelani's 1634 first round throw is not going to improve on that foul, so we'll see more of her in round 3.
It's all about finding balance and control for Jelani. She's got the Porsche engine. She's just struggled throughout her career. She finished at Ole Miss last year. She's still training there. She's just struggling to be consistently on balance, let all of that power go out through the implement. Abby Moore, 25 years old. She was Big 12 weight champ in 2023 for Oklahoma.
Second round foul.
Trains with that Justin Rohde guy, huh?
Yeah, Justin does a great job. He's got a really unique perspective on the throws. He worked a lot with Dr. Bunderchuk and has brought a lot of that training to his group in Ohio at the Rohde Sports Center. Maggie Ewen back in the ring.
Maggie was experiencing some soreness in here. Was it her wrist from her extreme crocheting?
Yeah, she's over crocheting.
She's overdone it.
Crocheting tendonitis, I think it's called.
So her house is probably full of freshly crocheted items, although she's going to have to take a crocheting break. Okay, I'm stuck now here, Coach. I can't remember. She wanted a shout out to her dog. I can't remember the dog's name. If anybody's got it, let us know.
Man, we're fired. 1766, a small improvement for Maggie. I know she's looking for more.
This is why I have to write things down, Coach. This is why I have to
Lola?
write things
Could
down.
it be Lola?
It could be. It could be Federico. I don't know. Hey, Michael Pinkney, 62-28 over in the deep flight of the disc. That's a nice throw for that kid from UCLA. PR. I say kid, but he's a big, strong dude.
See the red flag for Jess Woodard. She's at 1704 currently. So we're moving into round 3 here, and we're going to see Veronica Fraley back in the ring, trying to put some things together.
I feel like chapstick is a vital piece of equipment today.
I left my chapstick at the hotel yesterday, and on the way home I had to stop. I couldn't even wait to get to the hotel.
We had to make an emergency stop.
Emergency chapstick stop. And we're not even out there in the elements all day. We're running around trying to connect with these throwers and make sure we've got all the scoop for you guys as we share on these live streams. But
they only let us out periodically, like dogs. Like, you know how you walk your dog every couple of hours? That's how often they let us out of here.
See if Annie can improve.
Again, Annie's had a monster weekend. PB in the shot, or excuse me, PB in the disc, 58.79. PB in the hammer, 68 meters even. Peter Miller, he told me this before, but he just reiterated it to us this morning. She is the most powerful human being he's ever been around, and he's been around some powerhouses.
Peter couldn't say enough nice things about how athletic she is, and Peter's had some pretty good athletes. He's national champions he's coached, so that's saying something, and she's young, and so hopefully she continues to improve.
How about those 2 Greek gentlemen we interviewed yesterday?
Oh, that was
Those are
fun.
powerful
That was
human
fun.
beings.
Those are powerful human beings. Aguilos and Costas were very gracious to share some time with us, talk a little bit about their perspective on things as they join us from the University of Minnesota and represent Greece when they're not competing in the Big Ten. 1703 from Monet in round 3. All these women are going to get 6 throws. There are 8 throws in this competition.
Getting a nice assist here from Nick Percy.
Thank you,
Giving us
Nick
a little,
Percy.
little
He's
shoulder
giving us a
rub.
little physio. Got to see your physio.
He could
It
sense
takes a
the
team.
tension.
It takes a team to get this job done.
I mean, this crew here needs all the love and support. You've done an amazing job over the week.
Well, thank you for saying that.
Thank you, Nick.
We'll try to say nice things.
Oh, I expect nothing worse.
It has been truly great to hang out. The throws community is a very special community. It's been a pretty jovial mood for most of the weekend as these athletes support each other. They're looking for big throws for themselves, but it has really been a community coming together this weekend. I want to give a shout out to our sponsors. The World Invitational is brought to you by Thrower X and Throws Pro. Throws Pro, the equipment you need to throw far. Go check out throwspro.com. All the great work that Scott Kapos does to bring great equipment to you at a great price. So if you need a throwing implement, check out Throws Pro. And Thrower X, online resources for throwers and coaches who want to get better. Also, Roadie Sport. While we're talking about the shot put, Roadie Sport makes fantastic products. Made in Ohio, made in the USA. If you are looking for some wrist support, Roadie Sport has what you need to get you through all of your training needs. And also they make an incredible shot put glove. Shot put glove, throwing heavy shot puts is the best way to improve your throw. You can save your hand some wear and tear by wearing the Roadie Sport shot put glove. It pairs with the wrist strap, fantastically designed to pair perfectly with the Roadie strap. These gloves have changed the sport and will change you. Made in Ohio, USA. Find the right model for you at roadiesport.com. Thank you, Roadie Sport, for sponsoring the World Invitational. There's a better throw from Maggie Ewen. I think she's going to like that. It's out over 18 meters, it looked like, close to 19.
How about a quick rundown of Maggie's accomplishments? I wore her out an entire pen.
1895.
Nice.
For Maggie, 62.25 if you don't like metric. Hit it.
Maggie in the NCAA was champion in the discus 2018, champion in the shot 2018, champion in the hammer 2019, indoor shot put champion 2018. We'll get to her international accolades next time she's up.
The fact that she has won multiple shot put championships, hammer championships. She was the NCAA record holder in the shot put for some time. She was the NCAA record holder in the hammer for some time, and an NCAA discus champion. Speaks volumes about her incredible efforts over her college years, and she's had quite a pro career too.
You guys just got a peek at a discus throw as our camera guys are doing their stuff, getting everything in sync. Update over there. Robbie O'Tall, 63.83, season best. So he's in the lead still. Texas Tanner second with 63.20. So a couple nice performances from that ring.
Sam Weeks is such a great guy, and those of you who are used to Throws University's YouTube channel, Sam Weeks and Jason Coons does a great job on the Throws show. And check them out on Throws University's live stream, or YouTube channel, I should say. A good shot of Jess Woodard. Looking for bigger throws. She is coming off some injuries last season. I believe she had surgery in the off season, and so she's kind of rounding herself back into shape.
Jess had surgery for sports hernia in her left hip, and those, I'm told, are pretty tough.
Yeah, I mean,
tough injuries.
From a throwing perspective, you can't get around using those hips. It is the emphasis. They are the workhorses of a throw, big throw. There you saw the Roadie Sport wrist straps and shot put gloves fit over your middle three fingers and go down the palm of your hand. You can get them, specifically fitted. Justin has a great website full of information about how you can kind of fit your hammer gloves or your shot put glove, and then you strap that on around your wrist, and those fingers can't bend back. And so when you're using heavy balls or training in cold weather, they are just fantastic. My club group uses them fairly consistently, and we are very happy with those products. So thanks, Justin Rohde, for sponsoring the World Invitational. So we are going to reorder here and get into the finals of this women's shot put. Currently, Divine is at 1540. She is going to be looking for a bigger throw. Annie Nebway, 1586. Veronica Fraley, 1589. Jelani Davis, 1634. Jess Woodard's at 1704. Made de Klerk is at 1722. Abby Moore in second place, 1768. And Maggie put the best throw of the day together in her round three throw, 1895. She's at 62, 2.25 as we go into round four.
Divine got fifth place at the 2022 Commonwealth Games in the shot. She was discus national champion for Great Britain in 2024. She got a master's in accounting, Coach.
Master's degree is no joke,
So
people.
the world is her oyster whenever she hangs up the implements. She's getting a little coaching there from Lagi.
1535. I love it when I see these pros taking good care of each other. You know, some coaches are able to travel to this meet. Other times, you know, pros will do a whole European tour and they're on their own and they're communicating with their coach via video and phone calls and, you know, touching base on a daily basis. It is work to get it all done, and it takes a community. So shout out to Lagi for helping out.
Can see Annie struggling a little bit with her balance and timing. I think she's a lot like Jelani in that she's got that great motor. Maybe not yet able to control it completely.
We've seen her when she's on lining things up. She is an explosive beast. Multiple-time weight throw champion in the Big Ten. Runner-up, I think, in the shot put.
Yes, as a freshman.
Yeah, she is. She's going to be a stud. She's young, you know, and I think finding that consistency, you know, when we watch throwers like what Valerie Allman is doing in the discus or Maddie Denny the other day, some of these pros, they can just make that throw each time. You know, like it is just in a rhythm, and maybe there's a little bit of a tweak. Oh, I didn't catch the shot put far back enough. But most of their throws look pretty similar.
Right.
And young throwers, you know, they're trying too much here, trying too much there, and every throw has a little bit of a, you know.
Every throw's an adventure.
And you know, as they mature, she's going to find kind of a groove, and she is going to be very good because when it's lined up, man, it goes.
I think I misspoke a little bit during the hammer the other day. I was under the impression that Jelani was leaning more toward the hammer, but she said she's still going to continue with both. She's still 50-50, kind of really likes both. She spent a lot of time in what her coach John Smith calls leg school, which is an endless number of fixed feet throws, not reverse throws, often into a net. So she's been in that leg school jail for quite a while, and eventually that's going to pay off, and you're going to see her be able to put all of her power behind that shot.
Jess Woodard's going to be next in the circle here.
Is Lagi coaching everybody? I hope she's getting a stipend for this.
High fives. Hey, after you throw 70-72, you don't need a stipend. You just need high fives from the crowd.
That's it. She's still right.
17-17.
She's got so many
Jess.
endorphins going.
56.04. That is an improvement.
PR for Texas Tanner in the disc, 63.20.
On day 4 of him competing, that's impressive.
He is a warrior. I'm so glad he's representing, going to be protecting us someday as a member of the United States Air Force.
What was the mark? 64?
63.20.
63.20. Sorry.
That's
that is
legit.
Awesome. Good for him. That will not be an improvement from Monet. She's out at 17.22 right now, looking at the video, seeing if she can figure out how can I put it a little bit more together. Abby Moore, she has really come on post-collegiately. She's surpassed her collegiate best this year. And I think you know, your first year as a pro is the hardest.
That's what everybody says.
You're out there on your own. You got to figure out meets and travel and nutrition and, you know, all the things that used to kind of be taken care of, you know, by coaching staff and support staff. Now it's on you to figure that out. And so to be throwing far the first year is sometimes the hardest. And so I hope Abby continues to find success. She's already out there past her college marks.
I remember talking with Maggie Ewen about that. Her first year as a pro was like summer of 2019, I guess. She left college, and she was still trying to stay at Arizona State with Coach Blutrick and work that out. But they're busy. These guys that are coaching big college programs that have a lot of throwers, and it was a tough transition for her because you go from being the best person in that coach's program, right? The person who's their priority because you're getting the points, to being, I really want to coach you, but I get paid to coach these college kids.
Right.
So it can be tricky.
No doubt. It's okay. We're getting into round 5 here. Divine Oladipo. She is definitely looking for a big mark, trying to figure out how can I put this together.
Hey, over in the disc,
Making me throw in the wind. It's early.
Robbie O'Toole, speaking of the wind, PR in the disc, 65.06.
That's a big throw.
Yeah.
Fantastic. What was his previous PR, Dan? Do you know?
His previous PR was 64.89.
Good for him. That's fantastic.
Yeah, he's a great guy, too. He's, one of those guys, he's he works full-time. He's not in any way a full-time athlete. He just loves throwing the discus. Great to see him get a PR.
And he's back in the ring. She improved to 16.72 last round. But that's going to be a foul, I believe.
And he's going to get it one of these days. Not easy to train, hammer, disc, and shot. That Maggie, over her shoulder, could probably give her a little advice about that.
Yeah, she was an incredible tripler.
But I think Annie is, kind of following in those footsteps. She's got the stuff to maybe be an NCAA champ.
It's like she got the engine. It's necessary, and I think that's the hardest thing to coach. Is it's hard. You either have an engine or you don't, and then it's about dressing it up with some technique and strength. But she has an intangible that is very valuable in the throwing world.
Coach Peter Miller told us earlier today that Annie has a 21-meter backward overhead shot throw.
That's a good toss.
Yeah, and that's a great measurement of just horsepower, right? So she's got it.
Foul for Veronica. The World Invitational is also brought to you by Fiber Sport. You can go to Fiber Sport USA. Check out their entire line of discs. If you know somebody who likes to pole vault, they also make pole vault poles, raised runways, all sorts of stuff. Fantastic discs, every weight, every rim weight as well. Quality, durable Fiber Sport discus. They've got a fitting chart based on distances that you've thrown and what might be the best rim weight for you. Go check out fibersport.com.
The thing I wonder often is why anyone pole vaults. What inspires someone to grab a springy pole, sprint, throw your legs up in the air over your head, and then pray that you don't let go of the thing?
I'm a ground-based mammal. I have no business being
too.
on a pole.
Me too. I can see, in the days when you had to get across a river, right?
Ooh, that
like
would be
maybe a
handy.
bear was chasing you, and you just had to pick up a long, tree branch and jam it down and vault over the river. I can see that life or death situation. But why would you do that? Why would you choose to do that? Is what I'm wondering.
If you'd like to visit Dan's YouTube channel, it is survival tactics and how to survive a bear chase.
It's easy. You call.
Small viewership, but it's growing in popularity.
You call Jordan Geist, or you just grab a pole and vault across a river. Had a nice chat with Minay about switching from the glide to the rotation. She switched in 2022, somewhat reluctantly, because she enjoyed being a glider.
She sure did. She switched back momentarily during indoor season this year, but I'm really happy to see her rotating. Sometimes it's just a confidence thing where it's like,
It's a huge.
I need to trust this. I need to coach. I need to trust Coach Sinclair, and I think she's on track. She's been training really well. I'm hoping she can find a throw this weekend.
She has not found her.
Not the one she's looking for today, but
Yeah.
she's in search of it.
And in general, she has not found a groove with the rotational technique, but she's determined to keep at it. She's determined to push through to that point. And then we've seen this coaching the young people, that you have to do that, right? You can't switch back and forth every week.
No, it is not helpful for training because I think you probably could get away with it from a technique point. She's such a talented athlete.
Yeah.
But the I don't trust it switch back is not a good mindset in terms of, being able to mentally control the kind of the outside demons that sneak up when things aren't going well. So
Yep.
I hope she can trust that process because she is so talented. Here's Maggie Ewen. Maggie Ewen continues to lead 1895.
I think it was time for me to read her professional accomplishments. You ready?
Get it.
You got about an hour. 4th in the shot at the 2019 World Championships. 6th in the shot at the 2023 World Championships. Diamond League Shot Put Champion 2021. World Indoors 5th 2022. National Shot Put Champion 2018. and 2023. Am I forgetting anything? Oh, sorry, national indoor champion in the shot 2022. I used up an entire pen. I'm going to charge her for that.
Not an improvement for Maggie's foul in round 5, and so we're going to go through this order one more time. Divine finishes with a foul too. A tough morning for Divine, but I know that she is too gifted to let that get her down for too long. She'll be back on top of her game at some point, hopefully soon.
Maggie owes me either a new pen or a really nice crocheted. What do you crochet? Like a sweater?
I think she makes blankets.
Oh, all right. I'll take one. I'll take a blanket or a pen.
Maybe a scarf. Scarf probably sounds like a smaller project. I don't want her tendonitis to get worse. You know,
Where we come
shot
from.
put season.
Yeah, scarves are necessary where we come from. Basically from October till June.
So Annie finishes at 1672 today, 54-10 and a quarter. She had a great weekend, though. It's hard to compete 3 days in a row in this atmosphere early in the morning today on the last day. But we will see more from her at the University of Minnesota in the Big Ten as they get into the bulk of their outdoor season.
Veronica, NCAA disc champ last year. Qualified for the Worlds in 22-23, qualified for the Olympics last year. So she's a big meat thrower. Watch out for her.
No doubt. And this is her first year out there on her own as a pro.
Right.
And trying to figure out how to deal with the daily doings that professional athletes need to. Jelani Davis with her final attempt.
Losing her balance there. I have a feeling Jelani is going straight to leg school jail when she goes back to Coach Smith at Ole Miss. As soon as she gets off the blame.
I don't want to go to leg school with Coach Smith. That's a young thrower's game, so I hope she can survive.
She's in for about 12 million throws into a net the next couple months.
All right, so Monet's going to be next here after Jess.
Jess again on a slow build, coming back from that surgery for a sports hernia. She's training. She's probably not training at 100%.
1752 today is a good throw for her, I think, at this point. 1739. So obviously Jess has thrown, she's thrown 63 feet, and these 57-foot throws aren't where she wants to end the season, but it's where she's at right now. She comes out of that off season with surgery.
How about a quick rundown of Monet's accolades?
Bring it.
World Under 20 champ, 2021 and 2022. I would imagine that was as a glider.
Yes, that's true.
Which would make a person reluctant to switch. World Under 20 disc silver 2021.
Gosh.
World Under 20 disc bronze 2022. Silver in the 2024 African champs in the shot put. That's a talented young lady.
She finishes the day at 1722, 56.6. And we've got 2 throwers left in this women's championship. Maggie continues to lead. These women are going to earn World Athletic points for today. It's a bronze level meet. Thanks to the hard work of Caleb Seal and Don Milliken to make all this happen at the World Invitational in Throwtown, Ramona. Abby Moore, Rhodey Sport, looking to improve on 1768.
Over in the disc, they're in round 4 of the men's D-flight. Shout out to Marius Kargas, young German, sweet kid, 62.38 PB.
Nice job, Mario.
Yeah, good dude. He had a rough night on Thursday, but he's found his rhythm here a little bit, and he's still got 2 more attempts. Like a lot of those other athletes here, he's going for that world standard.
It's a big number.
It's a big number, but he wants to get as close as he can.
So Abby Moore's final throw is 1747. We just saw Maggie take her final throw. Maggie is going to be your 2025 World Invitational shot put champion.
Do you think this will convince her to drop the extreme crocheting for a while?
Well, maybe I wonder if she doesn't have as much time to crochet during season as she does in the winter months. But if it's going to give her tendonitis, she's going to need that wrist for shot put. I think she needs to take a rest.
I'm with you. We will counsel her if she comes back through this way on her way out of the facility. Hopefully she will not.
1823 for Maggie. So she finishes at 1895. That's 62 feet, 2 1/4. Great job, Maggie Ewen.
Hopefully she'll forgive me for forgetting her dog's name.
We're going to find out. We'll get back to you on that.
Was it
Thanks to
Fido?
Thrower X. Thanks to Roadie Sport for sponsoring the World Invitational. Thanks
Spot?
to Fiber Sport. Visit Tulsa. I know a lot of you viewers who are watching the shot put are going to stay tuned because we are going to have the Group C, Group A, and Group B. You did hear me say those letters out of order. Group C will start at 12 o'clock. Group B will be at 3 o'clock. And the Group A, the one I think that most people want to see their eyeballs on, is going to happen at 1:30. But there are fantastic throwers in every one of those men's flights of discus, and so I'm hoping that you will stay tuned for all of that action. The World of Invitational is brought to you by Thrower X and Throws Pro. Throws Pro, throwing equipment you need to throw far. Thrower X, online resources for throwers and coaches who want to get better. Thank you to Roadie Sport. Thank you Fiber Sport. Thank you Visit Tulsa. And thank you for all of the amazing crew here at Throws University bringing you this live feed, all the camera angles, stats, graphics. Amazing. Dan, it's a pleasure. How about some discus this afternoon?
Well, I'm down for it. Speaking of which, Robbie Otal just went 65-67, another PB. He's killing it over there. So if this is any indication, Coach, I think we're in for a pretty exciting day.
Thanks, everybody.